I do house calls with celebrities all over the country, bro. You hear me? Who are blessed like you. And sometimes it takes for somebody to come in and just speak a little life into them. That's why I'm here. He did this today because he loves you and cares about you, bro. But he's tired of you throwing your life away at 16, little bro. You got a big future ahead of you, bro. And if you don't turn this corner right now today, your future ain't gonna be the same tomorrow. That I can promise you. Go ahead.
I want you to look at my face. And look at my eyes, right? And see, do I give a fuck? No. I'm gonna fuck what you're talking about. I built this shit, I did this shit, I'm gonna fuck, I'm in it. It's a lifestyle. Yeah.
Rakai is going to be the biggest streamer in the world. He is going to be bigger than anybody you may know. I am telling you, he is going to be the biggest streamer in the world. Those were the kinds of words being thrown around when people first started looking at Rakai as the next breakout star. And the strange part is that the hype was not completely random. The kid clearly has energy, he clearly knows how to get a reaction, and he clearly understands what makes a clip spread. But somewhere along the way, the rise stopped looking like a young creator learning fast and started looking like a young creator being rewarded for the worst possible habits. Because the more attention he got, the more his path drifted into something chaotic, reckless, and constantly testing limits.
Hey, Rakai, hold on.
Rakai, you gotta chill, bro.
What you keep doing with his daughter, bro? That's his daughter, man.
No, it's a sir. We're not ill, bro. She 20.
Kev.
I'm be honest
Put a shirt on, bro.
That's the first time I almost.
Put a shirt on, bro. Chill.
You hear me? Won't you tell me what the she is?
It reached a point where many viewers began questioning whether he was still heading toward becoming a positive influence, or whether he was slowly turning into something else entirely. What makes the situation harder to ignore is that Rakai did not build his name in isolation. He came up with direct access to one of the biggest platforms in streaming. He is from Syracuse, New York, and he only began gaining real attention because of how closely he was tied to Kai Cenat and the wider circle around him. He was positioned as part of a younger group that people described as a smaller version of Kai's crew. Almost immediately, viewers started noticing something uncomfortable. Rakai's energy, voice, and mannerisms were being called a direct copy, to the point where many labeled him a clone or a minion. Not out of hate, but because the similarities were impossible to ignore. On the surface, that might not seem like a serious issue because many young creators mirror the people who put them on. But the difference here is that Kai built his career over years and learned how to balance chaos with control. Rakai inherited the chaos first and skipped the control.
Brain, bro. Don't do that shit.
Stop fucking.
No. That ass, no, swear to God, I stole her lip. You supposed to do?
I literally, that is what they were laughing at. It's because I said I got a whiff of his musk under his armpit.
Did you see? No, nigga, no. Don't try to do that sad method and try to look sad and shit, nigga. Brain.
The very thing that helped him go viral quickly also made him look out of control just as fast. This matters because streaming today is no longer about full streams. It is about clips. It is about moments that travel faster than context. It is about 10 seconds that can reach millions while 2 hours of explanation get ignored. Once a creator understands that, they have two options. They can let clips highlight who they genuinely are, or they can start manufacturing moments on purpose. And what the pattern shows is that Rakai leaned into the second option. His main tool for growth became being outrageous, and outrageous quickly turned into disrespectful. Because outrageous behavior gets attention, but outrageous behavior without boundaries becomes humiliation, conflict, and damage. Once that becomes your style, you are forced to go further each time, just to maintain the same reaction. That is how the line keeps moving, and that is how a teenager can begin building a brand around crossing it. One of the clearest early warning signs happened during a major streaming event. These events may look chaotic on the surface, but they are professional moments behind the scenes. Everyone involved is expected to move carefully. Instead of understanding that, Rakai began trolling Dez, another personality connected to the group who was trying to survive 30 days without smoking.
You really think if you vaping, bro, that's not okay, bro. Stop vaping, bro. He just showed me recent videos you vaping, gang. Stop doing that shit, gang. Because you want to go and troll him, and the whole time you vaping on the low.
I troll him too much.
You troll him the whole time. He got videos you vaping.
The trolling did not stay light. It escalated into a serious argument in front of a massive live audience. Threats were thrown around, language crossed lines, and the biggest issue was not even the argument itself. It was the timing. This was happening during someone else's major event. It put Kai in an impossible position, watching members of his circle clash publicly on his platform.
Change your code.
Yo, hold on. Yo. Stop.
For many viewers, this was the first moment where the laughter stopped. It no longer felt like childish fun. It felt like Rakai embarrassing the very person who gave him access to that stage. The defense always arrives at the same time. He is young, he is 16, he is just a kid.
Come on! He's 16! The nigga's a kid! He's a kid! He's a kid!
And the problem with that defense is not that age does not matter, it is that it only gets used after the damage is done. The documents highlight something most people already believe. There are plenty of 16-year-olds who understand right from wrong. Many of the biggest creators were that age once, and they did not move like this. The more Rakai's age gets used as a shield, the more it teaches him that consequences are flexible as long as the audience is entertained. And that creates a dangerous cycle. He crosses a line, he gets checked, he laughs it off, and then he does it again, because attention still comes, and protection still follows. You can see this same pattern in how he interacts with people outside his peer group, especially when it comes to women and boundaries. One incident pushed his image further when Rakai decided to reference a woman's private situation as a joke on stream.
Overtime, man! Overtime, Megan! You ain't see that leak? That was crazy!
He's a wild boy.
Yeah, that was crazy!
Without repeating anything explicit, the point is simple. He chose shock value over respect. The reaction was immediate. You could see on Kai's face that it was not okay. The woman responded publicly, and suddenly Rakai was no longer just being called immature. He was being called disrespectful toward women. That is not the kind of controversy that fades quickly, and yet even moments like this were brushed off as jokes that went too far, instead of warnings about his decision-making process. But the moment that made the disrespect impossible to ignore was the classroom incident involving Miss Amy. This was not streamer drama. This was not internet beef. This was a teacher trying to run a class and a teenager refusing to show basic respect. It began with Rakai and Tota arriving late. Instead of admitting it, Rakai repeatedly denied being late, arguing in circles even after the time was stated.
Miss Amy! As long as you're Miss Amy! Was I late? Yes or no?
Miss Amy, what time did they walk into your classroom? I was watching from my phone.
11:00.
No.
I know Holy Bible wasn't late. How you tell me?
Oh my God! I walked into the gym at 10:59.
I was not late. I
see
promise
Tota coming
you.
like this. Trying to tell Miss Amy.
Yeah, he came in
Miss
late.
Amy.
I was on time.
When Miss Amy tried to correct him, he made excuses and refused to listen. His body language made it worse. He pointed at her while being corrected. He treated her like part of the joke. According to the teacher, he and Tota were throwing food, disrupting the class to the point where teaching became impossible. And the more people tried to calm him down, the more he doubled down, laughing and mocking the situation. The moment crossed a line when Miss Amy reached her breaking point. She made it clear that either she would leave or Rakai would. Rakai chose to walk out.
Why was he leaving the classroom so much?
He had to go to the bathroom once, and then he was throwing food, and he wouldn't stop, and I had to stand between them, so I said, leave so we can get something done in peace. Because they were acting up today.
Why y'all giving Miss Amy a hard time?
I said, if you leave, it's either you leave or I leave, and he walked out.
According to the document, he even cursed at her.
Okay, that's enough.
Oh, but it wasn't enough for
I'm telling you,
but it wasn't enough for when Dez and Punga and Reggie had to stop smoking. But it's enough for you without the phone.
Gosh,
it wasn't enough when you pissed off Miss Amy. It wasn't enough when you came late. It wasn't enough when you lie. It wasn't enough when you write 500 times about accountability.
Guess what? Miss Amy. Yeah, I said it.
That detail matters because it shows how comfortable he was crossing a line that most people would never approach with a teacher who had shown patience and respect. This moment revealed something deeper. Rakai's disrespect does not depend on the environment. It follows him everywhere, and it can turn a simple correction into a full-blown scene simply because he refuses to be wrong. What followed shows the second half of the cycle, consequences that do not land. He faced threats of losing streaming privileges and losing his PlayStation. Eventually, the console was smashed as a lesson. And instead of reflecting, Rakai laughed, joked, and treated it like content. Punishment became another moment, another clip, another performance. When consequences become entertainment, they stop correcting behavior. They reinforce it. This is where my opinion becomes unavoidable. The issue is not that Rakai is loud or edgy. The issue is that he has been given an opportunity millions of kids would dream of, and every time he is asked to meet that opportunity with basic respect, he treats it like it is beneath him. The people around him keep trying to steer him back, but steering does not work when the driver believes crashing is part of the brand. That is why viewers describe him as someone who has never been punished. Not because they know his life, but because of how he reacts to limits. He treats them as optional. And this is exactly why the comparison to Jack Doherty exists.
Go. Where we at?
What? Little prop, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? Yeah. Yeah.
Wow, man. Damn.
It is not just about chaos, it is about escalation. Plenty of creators are reckless. Not all of them repeatedly drag innocent people into it and laugh afterward. What makes Rakai more concerning is that he does not seem to learn from moments that should humble him. The classroom did not humble him. Punishment did not humble him. Public backlash did not humble him. And all of that leads directly into the next attempt to wake him up when a real intervention specialist was brought in.
I do house calls with celebrities all over the country, bro. You hear me? Who are blessed like you. And sometimes it takes for somebody to come in and just speak a little life into them. That's why I'm here. He did this today because he loves you and cares about you, bro. But he's tired of you throwing your life away at 16, little bro. You got a big future ahead of you, bro. And if you don't turn this corner right now today, your future ain't gonna be the same tomorrow. That I can promise you. Go ahead.
I want you to look at my face. And look at my eyes, right? And see, do I give a fuck? No. I'm gonna fuck what you're talking about. I built this shit, I did this shit. I'm gonna fuck, I'm in it. It's a lifestyle. Yeah.
Wow, man. Damn.
Because if disrespecting authority was the warning sign, then how Rakai responded to help would reveal whether this path was still reversible. By the time people started calling for an intervention, it was already clear that this was no longer about harmless trolling or a teenager being loud on the internet. The behavior had moved past friends and content creators and started pulling in people who never agreed to be part of the show. And that is always the moment when things stop being funny and start becoming uncomfortable to watch. Because the pattern never changed. A boundary would appear, Rakai would ignore it, someone would get embarrassed, hurt, or disrespected, and then the moment would be laughed off as if none of it mattered. The more often this happened, the more obvious it became that this was not random chaos. It was a way of moving through the world that treated other people as props rather than people.
I'll tell you right now, Rakai is going to be the biggest streamer in the world. He's going to be bigger than anybody you may know. I'm telling you, he's going to be the biggest streamer in the world. Before he does that and shit, nigga, I'm just trying to make sure he's on the right path in real life. I'm telling you, gang. I'm telling you, he will. He's gonna be bigger than me. I'm telling you. He's gonna be bigger than anybody you may think is the biggest. I'm telling you, Chad. I'm telling you. But bro, his real life traits, it gotta change. I'm sorry, bro.
If you enjoyed this breakdown and want to see more deep dives into the rise and fall of online creators, consider subscribing to the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.